What's going on, EP Lifers? It has been a whole 7 months since I last picked up this camera. You really should have seen me trying to prop it. Right now you guys are on the camera's case, a Melissa and Doug box, and my computer's box to get the right angle. And even then, this is not the best lighting. I apologize. My ring light is across the Throsneck Bridge. Today's video is honestly going to be a recap from the last time you saw us till, for the most part now. When I'm filming this, it's about almost, not even almost, we're going towards the end of July. So it's been a long time since I picked up the camera. I think the last video I did, we took baby Lucas, which is now toddler Lucas, to Rockefeller Center and Fifth Avenue in New York City to see the lights. So this is just going to be a video recapping where we've been. I'm going to try to do this month to month. If I remember, I'll do chapters just to keep it organized. But this is just a recap of where my family has been and what we've been up to. So the main focus of January was that our baby boy turned 1 year old. He turned 1 on January 10th, shortly after Christmas, and he had an incredible, amazing Sesame Street first birthday theme. If anybody remembers, Lucas's favorite person is Elmo, and he had such an amazing time. At his birthday, he was not walking yet. He was still doing like a little step crawl situation. He was hanging out in his jumperoo. He was hanging out in his walker with wheels, but he wasn't really taking any steps. First birthday for a kid is for them, but it's mainly for the parents, right? Celebrating like, we made it. We made it through the first year. This is the best time for me to film this video because David is at work, Lucas is at a sleepover, so it is a perfect time for me to film it, minus the eye. It's such a good time for me to get the video filmed. I mean, I look shiny. I just came out the shower and I accepted it's not going to be perfect, but I need to get this video out because time just keeps passing and passing. So I'm literally going through my photos. Is it going to focus? Yep. I'm literally going through photos on my phone, remembering what we did those past couple of months. So just to circle back on walking, so if you held Lucas's hand, he was taking steps. At the end of January, he took like 5 steps to me. I consider those first steps. Shortly after, in the first couple of weeks of February, he took like his first long stretch of steps at his grandparents, but I consider those first like 4 or 5 steps to be he walked to his mama. He went for his 12-month appointment, and that's when things got a little, we had mentioned to the doctor that Lucas said that at 8 months, and then somewhere around, I would say 9.5 to 10 months, Lucas stopped. Like, he stopped saying that altogether. He wouldn't really babble. He really wouldn't say much. So we thought it was important to mention that to his doctor. And his doctor was like, nope, we need to get on top of that. Lucas needs to be evaluated. Just to see what's going on in terms of, like, warning signs for, like, regressions with autism and with speech. It is early to do it at 12 months, and he said we could wait till 18 months, but the minute he said that there was a possibility something may be wrong, I wanted to get ahead of that. So we started the process for Lucas's evaluation. Nala started to show signs. So if you remember, I believe it was last year, Nala started to show signs of being sick. You know, she had like these kidney stones and all of that. She was on this special food. The doctor in January had to change Nala's food because out of nowhere, literally between night and day, the food started to make her sick. Like, she had a really upset stomach. So that was literally, I would say, a week or so in January, going back and forth with the vet, trying to figure out the best solution for her. He has then put her on a food that promotes like a healthy bowel, like healthy gastrointestinal, all that jazz. Valentine's Day, we kept it very chill. We were in the house. David and Lucas did the cutest thing. David assisted Lucas in making me a card. We got Lucas evaluated. So we took Lucas to get evaluated. The process, actually, for the most part, was pretty fast, which I'm so grateful, because a lot of states, it takes a long time to get somebody involved, to get somebody to call. And Lucas was evaluated, I would say, within maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks since putting in the paperwork. I I literally came back from the doctor's office that day, and that was my priority. Nothing else got done. Nothing else got looked at to get all that paperwork in, because they need immunization, they need like proof of birth, they need like all that stuff. So we went. Of course, I was a bundle of nerves, and they tested him for autism, and they tested him for speech. So at the 12-13 month mark, Lucas was at a level of speech for a 9 to 12 month old. So they didn't consider him really behind, and they said there were no indications of autism at all. And the main things that they look for, like, you know, eye contact, speech, fine motor skills, specific things. Lucas responds to his name. He responds to every nickname we call him, and we have more than like fingers. I think Lucas has maybe like 10 different nicknames that different people call him, and he responds to all of them. So it definitely wasn't really a warning. So they said, you know, that we can keep an eye on him, and we could continue to work with him, and we can see how he does, and just to introduce speech a lot more in the house, and also more so to limit his screen time. Looking at the child then to the child I have now, I do see a difference, but I'm not going to sit here and say that screen time is bad. I'm not going to sit here and say screen time is detrimental, it causes all these things. No, but all in all, he passed his evaluation with flying colors. They said there was nothing for us to worry about. If anything, we could see how he goes from 12 to 18 months and go from there. So in March, the main milestone that had happened at the very beginning of the month was Lucas graduated from his little playpen to his crib. This was a really, really huge milestone for us. We live in a one-bedroom apartment in New York, for those that do not know, that are new to the channel, and it is very, very... We've outgrown it. I believe the apartment was made just for David, and then I moved in, and with me and all of my stuff, we had outgrew it. Then we got Nala, and then we had Lucas. So we're really, really, really limited on space, and being, you know, practical and being realistic, we were like, we're not going to move until Lucas needs his own room. He doesn't bother us. I mean, I would say the only con to sharing a room with him is I wait until he goes to bed to go into my room, which means I have to make sure I have my clothes to take a shower. I need to make sure I grab anything I need to grab, because if that little boy sees you when he's ready to go to bed, it's a whole other party. He pops right up. So that's the only con. Also, at the beginning of March, Lucas had his first, I would say, case of the sniffles. If it was that, to be honest, I don't even want to say he had a cold, because I think he was reacting to, I don't know if it was his teeth, or I don't know if it was something that he was coming up on. Like he was very stuffy. Like, he was stuffy, and he was uncomfortable, and it was hard for him to sleep. And like, as you heard him sleeping, you heard like the sniffles. So we gave him the Zarbee's. What's the Zarbee's? No, Highlands. We gave him the Highlands Natural Day and Night. I took him to the doctor for it, and the doctor was like, you know, it's a virus, and, you know, you just have to let it weigh its course. I could give him the Highlands and treat it like it's a cold, but I don't think it was a cold. To be honest, I think it was like his body going from winter to spring, because it was springtime in New York City, and we were still wearing coats. So I'm not sure what it was, but between the Highlands and Baby Vicks, it knocked it out. Also, ever so rarely, he gets children's Zyrtec, because I really think he has allergies. The doctor says he's too young for it, but I really think the kid has some type of allergies. Because there'll be one day that he'll just randomly sneeze, but there'll be one day that within an hour he sneezes like 10 times. You see, like, my hair, guys? It's like, has like this natural wavy beach curl going. It's not going to last long. By the time I go to bed, it's looks like I'm going to have a full-on fro. So April, the main thing in April was celebrating Easter. So I got him Easter eggs, like, you know, the plastic Easter eggs. I figured he could use them as toys in his little Target shopping cart. Or, you know, put it in his mouth like he was doing with everything at that season. But I got him a leapfrog puppy, like the main leapfrog dog, and you could connect it to a computer and you could customize it, like to say the kid's name. So he says Lucas, the dog says Lucas, the dog says like the favorite animal, the favorite color, and the favorite food. So Lucas's go-to is bananas. He loves bananas. So I said bananas. For animal, I put dog, because he loves to look at dogs, like, outside while we're walking. And I put blue. I just picked the color. I was like, blue. I don't know. He has no hints of what his favorite color is right now. We went to City Island. Now, Lucas has been to City Island before, but obviously he was way smaller. He was... I feel like he was 4 or 5 months when we went to City Island the first time. This time he was able to really enjoy it. I went with my mom and my sister. We go every year in April. We try to do something to honor, like, my grandmother. Like, you know, it's her anniversary of her death, and it had made 5 years. So we went to City Island to, like, eat, you know, drink, celebrate. Took Lucas with us. He really enjoyed the water, the views, and wearing his titi out, because she was exhausted walking around with him, and he loved the scene. He loved the birds. This is also the month that Lucas started to become very, I don't want to say very, but he started to become more comfortable in the playground. So normally when we take Lucas to the park, the swings are his go-to. And we would always put him in the swing, like, you know, for him, because he wasn't walking. Once he started walking, we gave him an opportunity to explore and, like, see what he wanted. He didn't really want to go on the playground. He wanted to walk around the playground. So I'm like, okay, he's just, you know, feeling out the space. This month is when he really started to, like, touch the things at the playground. He started to really, like, be curious about the stairs, and he started to learn to go up and down the stairs in the playground. He used to like the slide, but something must have happened, because now that kid, he does not deal with the slide. He doesn't touch it. He doesn't want to be bothered. It's just a big fat no. Like, he does not want anything to do with the slide. April started a whole lot of pet drama. So I noticed shortly after that trip to City Island, I treated myself with my tax money to a Roomba. I've always wanted a Roomba. I always, you know, felt that they were such a good idea, especially with pet hair. And now that we have Lucas playing on the floor, I'm like, oh, what a great idea. You know, I can have it run every night, so there's nothing on the floor. There's no crumbs. There's no dirt. If he drops something, it'll pick it up. What a great idea. I ran the Roomba next to Nala. Nala freaked out. And I think what bothered Nala more was the fact that it went in our room, and it went under her bed, and it went in her space, which probably wasn't the best idea in my part, but I had just got it, and I didn't really know how it worked. I was just testing the waters. Well, that same night, I noticed that she was in and out of her litter box, in and out of her litter box, in and out of her litter box, and I'm like, she's having this issue again, like with peeing, like she's not. And I call David, and I'm instantly stressed out. I'm like, she's going in and out the litter box. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. So she did it, I would say, for, I think that was like a Friday. She did it over the span of the whole weekend. Like, she was barely peeing, to the point that, like, it was like not even this full circle of urine in her box. Like, she just wasn't going. So I'm like, oh my god, like, I did something to her. She's scared, she's anxious, she has anxiety, and cats are more quiet than dogs. So I was trying to figure out what was wrong with her. I just couldn't, I didn't know what to do. So I caved. I took her to the vet. The vet, I love her vet. I didn't like her first vet. I like this vet. He's in the same office. I barely see the other vet, and that's good, because I don't like her very much. Nala's not nice when she goes to the vet. She used to be as a smaller cat, but as she's gotten older, she just has no taste for the vet. Like, they have to put on gloves. She's like, like Spider-Manning it at, like, the freaking side of the damn carrier. Like, oh my goodness, like, it's a whole thing. Like if I have to take Nala to the vet, I'm not doing anything for the rest of the day, because it's just entirely, it's too much. Nala has kidney stones. Nala has 5 stones. If I could find the picture, I'll insert it. She has 5 stones. So the vet felt super guilty, because he's like, okay, I took her off the food because it was hurting her stomach, but did she get these stones? And I'm like, oh my god, like, I did something to her. I don't know what to do. So I caved. I took her to the vet. The vet felt super guilty, because he's like, okay, I took her off the food because it was hurting her stomach, but did she get these stones? And I'm like, oh my god, like, I did something to her. I don't know what to do. So I caved. I took her to the vet. The vet felt super guilty, because he's like, okay, I took her off the food because it was hurting her stomach, but did she get these stones? So the vet because she got off the food. Like, they can't really figure out when Nala got the stones or how she got the stones, because that whole mess I dealt with last year when they took urine, like when they took a urine sample, and I waited all day. Like, I kid you not, I felt like I was in the DMV. I dropped the urine off. It must have been like 10:30. I was in that vet's office till 3:30, 4 o'clock, still waiting on results. And they told me that everything was fine. There was no trace of any kind of stones, any of that. So now here comes this medical marvel with 5 stones. Honestly, I don't know what to do. Like, I adopted this cat and I got such a mixed bag. So him and I both came up with this idea. We're going to give Nala both foods. Because I told him, I said, can I give her both foods? And he was like, well, I don't think you should mix both of them together because they may cancel each other out. I'm like, no, but can I give her half of one food, half of another food? So it's promoting healthy urine. It's supposed to help break down the stones that she currently has, and it's also made to prevent stones from coming in. So I'm like, can I just give her that half, and then the other half, the food that helps her belly, and see if maybe they'll both work? Because she eats 2 times a day in the span of like shifts. Like, it's not like she eats at 3 and then she eats again at 8. No, Nala will eat at 8 o'clock and then she won't ask for food again until maybe 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's in shifts. And then it's the same thing. If Nala eats at 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, she won't eat again until almost 12 hours later. So he had suggested breaking her food and, like, you know, taking a can, and I feel like I'm doing the freaking, I feel like I'm a mime. We tried that, but she acts like, you know, she's starving, like, literally, like, you know, like we're trying to kill her. So we just give her the half. It settles her more. It seems like she's more comfortable with that. She's more accustomed to that. It's fine. So she has an appointment at the end of July. So I asked the vet to give me a breakdown of the surgery in the event she needs the surgery, and it's gonna cost me like $2,600. Don't ask me where I'm gonna get it. My thought process is, I love my cat, but my thought process is, am I gonna pay for the surgery for her to potentially get these things again in 4 years? Like, is this something that she can live with? Is this, you know, so it's a really big mixed bag. So she does have an appointment at the end of July. I'm contemplating whether or not I still want to take her at the end of July, or whether or not I want to give her more time. But there's no more in and out the litter box. There seems to be no more of a struggle. And it's funny because, you know, for a cat that didn't like the food in January, she loves it now. So who knows? I decided, a little back history, I have an associate's degree in liberal arts. I attempted to pursue my bachelor's. I didn't really know what I wanted, and I kind of hopped back and forth between majors several times that I got to a point that I kind of just gave up. After a lot of soul searching, a lot of pro and con lists, a lot of therapy sessions, I decided to continue to pursue my education and finish my degree. So I went shopping around for schools, and my employer will cover my tuition for free. There's a specific threshold of money I'm allowed to spend per calendar year, as long as I stay within those parameters. And whatever class I'm in, I get a B- or higher. They'll cover the tuition. So that's amazing. I started Southern New Hampshire University. I started a bachelor's in graphic design and multimedia art. Luckily, all the courses I took throughout my college education benefited me, because I'm actually at a senior level. So I'm currently on my 2nd class. I have made the honor roll and dean's list for the first term, which was an English class, which don't ask me how I got through it, because I had to write a paper once a week. In the beginning of May, we took Lucas to the library for the first time. This is something that was really, really cute and special. This is something that I always did with my mother and my sister growing up. My mother always took us to the library, the big New York Public Library. And I wanted to bring Lucas to the library so he can explore, he can see like the kids area, and start to get him around other kids. And also get him a library card. I thought that was really cute. But I learned with the age requirements, it really wasn't like necessary to get him a library card, because he was going to either be with David or I at all times, so why get him one? Until New York Public Library, for Spider-Man's, I think it's Spider-Man's 50th anniversary for the comic, If I'm wrong, I'll insert it. But there were these limited edition library cards, and I was like, how freaking cool. Like, his first library card will be like a Spider-Man library card, so I got Lucas a library card. He loves the library. In the particular one we take him to, they have a huge bead maze, and Lucas loves bead mazes. Like, that's his thing. Like, he loves them so much. We also celebrated Mother's Day, and this Mother's Day was really, really cute because it was kind of like a full circle 1 year later moment. So for my first Mother's Day, David took pictures of Lucas and I in this field by our house. We went to the same field to take pictures, and in the first Mother's Day photo shoot, Lucas and I had on denim jackets. In this one, we had matching shirts made by Trophy. Trophy is a YouTuber as well, and she has her own business called Trophy Life, and this is where we got our matching shirts. We also took Lucas on his first New York City subway ride. We took the train to City Island, the train and the bus, and no complaints. He enjoyed every minute of it. We were a little skeptical at first to see how he would react. He did have one moment because we had to go down an elevator, and the elevator was a little dark. Aside from that, he was fine. Took him to have some seafood. He ate some fish and chips. He had a good old time. After Memorial Day, the beach is open here. I'm waiting for my first hot day to go to the beach, and I think it was like the first weekend in June. So I'm like, we in there. Last year, Lucas was so small that I don't even think he was sitting up yet on his own when we went to the beach. So we had got him, like, I don't even think we have it anymore. If we do, I think it's in storage. It was like this tent that you could dig a hole and add water to it and like mount it in the sand, so he had like his own little fort. I don't even think he's big enough for that anymore, so I invested in a kiddie pool, and I took water from the beach and I filled it up in the kiddie pool, and the kiddie pool has its own shade, and everybody was giving me all these compliments on it. They're like, oh my god, what a good idea. This prevented my toddler from running out. He didn't get up. He played with his toys. The only thing he did was hang out, throw his toys out, get mad that he didn't have any toys, got up, got his toys, went right back in. With June, we also celebrated Father's Day. It was David's second Father's Day. We did a Father's Day barbecue. We did Father's Day for my dad, David, and my brother-in-law, Lucas's godfather, so we did that. Really nice, low-key, chill. Didn't take many pictures that day. I don't know what we were doing, but, you know, I got a few here of them on Father's Day with Lucas's little Rad Like Dad shirt. Super, super cute. With June came more so new routines. So David's schedule changed at work, in which we no longer have the same full day, like the same day and night off together anymore. And even then, that's still kind of a culture shock. I think we've been doing it for the past month and a half now, and it's only now that, like, I'm starting to get used to it. But even then, it still feels weird that, like, for example, if I'm off, like, on a Tuesday, he's not off on the Tuesday. Like, he works the night before and the night of. So it's a little weird, but it has helped Lucas and I, in a way, get into our own routine, because David is usually the one to do nighttime. I am the main nighttime person now, with the exception of, like, 2 days a week. It's definitely an adjustment, but I feel like it has helped Lucas and I get into our routine. Like, we get up, we eat breakfast. If mama's not working, we out to do something. Like, if the weather's nice, we're out to the park, and depending on the weather, it depends on the park we go to. Like, we have our own routine, and I think that routine has helped pave the way for other routines, because I don't remember exactly what month it was, but we fell off of the gym. We stopped going to the gym. I think it was sometime around March or February. It was a long time. Like, I would say it was 2-3 months that we stopped going to the gym, and I need to go. I have gone back in we're wrapping up June, so I'm not going to jump ahead, but I did start to go back, and I do feel better. I feel the change in my body already. I'm getting back on my healthy portions, my healthy plates, so I'm getting there. It's just a matter of, like, being consistent with the new schedule and one parent going and tagging out the other parent. Like, I think it's just easier for us to go, like, at different times. I mean, it sucks because we can't go together, but we make it work. Whenever Lucas is with grandparents is when we'll go together. With new routines also came new experiences, so we decided to take our boy to the Bronx Zoo, and this is definitely one for the books. First of all, his outfit. He looked so cute. This day, he looked like he was going on a little safari. This was our first time taking him somewhere all day without a buffer, meaning without a grandparent, meaning without, you know, a place like somebody's house that's locally we could go to in the event we need to hit reset. Like, no. I mean, we took him to the Central Park Zoo, I think when he was like 7 or 8 months old, but the Central Park Zoo is literally compared to the Bronx Zoo, which is like, for the most part, he did very well. We had a great time. He looked super adorable. Like, I can't get over how cute he looked. We went to the children's zoo. He fed the animals. He took pictures on a tractor. I get these perks to go through my job, and I didn't know that, like, the attractions were included as well. So we ended up going back. This was at the end of June. We ended up going back like a couple days later into the month of July, because I didn't know that they had elephants. Hello. Y'all know I love him for my elephant. So we went to ride the monorail to see the elephants. David loved the lion. We got some awesome footage here of the lion. Take a look at this. Like, how amazing is that? You know, like, how many people could say in person, I've seen a lion roar? You know, and like, we just thought that that was so cool. The second time he went, he was being a jerk. He didn't want to freaking roar. But we like this so much that we're inquiring about becoming members, because like, when you're a member, you can go in unlimited times and you can do all these different things. Because we said we'll definitely go again in like the fall season, because they have what they call Boo at the Zoo, and they have like all these things for the kids. They have the holiday lights, so we said that that's something that we'll probably do. And what starts July? The 4th of July. So we went to my parents' house, and they have this awesome balcony that you could just see all different areas of the neighborhood doing fireworks. Like, you get this awesome view. And some of the fireworks, the sounds threw him off, but for the most part he looked at them, but there were some circumstances that he wasn't really interested. Do you hear my neighbor's dog? So for the most part he was okay with them. We got some really cute pictures. It's a family. We wore our matching flag tees, and my sister said no more flag tees with the way America's going. No more flag tees. Major milestone was my baby boy turned 18 months. He turned 18 months, and I cannot believe he's a year and a half. We do birthday and we do half birthday. Birthday and half birthday, he gets a cupcake. And they were these small, not like, I don't know if Baked by Melissa's everywhere, but they're like these small little cupcakes that look like Baked by Melissa cupcakes, but they weren't. They were from this Italian bakery. This little boy is thriving. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm still not worried, because I'm a mother. I will always worry. But he says, uh-oh. He says, dada. I'm convinced he's trying to say Nala. He says no. He says go. He says mama. Well, He said, I didn't get it on video because it just randomly came out. We took him to Coney Island with my parents, and he's just sitting there. He's, Mama. And I'm like, and I think that was his way of saying, Mom, don't film it. Just take the moment. Just take the moment, Mom. But he said, Mama. He has an appointment. Actually, when I'm filming this video will not be out probably until a week after his appointment. A week or 2 weeks after his appointment. Because he has an appointment, and then the following week is Nala's appointment. The little boy is thriving. Like, he is picking up so much, and I haven't decided. I'm leaning more towards yes to get him reevaluated, just to see from where he went from 12 months to 18. I don't think they're gonna say anything in terms of like being on the spectrum or anything like that. They may say speech, I'm not sure. Only because it seems like now he's trying to like catch up to all the stuff he was supposed to say but didn't say. I think it was more so him finding his voice, because David and I are both very introverted people, so I don't know if that's why, or he just, you know, whenever he was good and ready, because he has that personality, he doesn't do anything he doesn't want to do. So I think now that he's finding his voice, it's starting to just flow and come out. In terms of the elephant in the room in regards to YouTube, as you can see, it's been a very busy couple of months. Some people will think, well, why couldn't you film in between those things? It didn't seem like a lot. Worrying about my son and worrying about his speech and worrying about his milestones and being a first-time mother and still going through postpartum, especially after your child turns a year old, it wears and tears. And then on top of that, I had a cat who's on and off sick, and just maintaining. David and I signed our lease for 2 more years, and then we're discussing moving because we believe it's time to have our room fully back to our room, and Lucas having his own room. And honestly, he's getting older, and we've outgrown this apartment. Like, regardless of Lucas, I think we would have been starting to search for something different because we just don't have the space. We're maintaining for now, but more space would be more beneficial, obviously. So, in terms of YouTube, what I am thinking of doing is I'm going to keep the vlogs because I feel a lot of people like them. I like them. It's something for me to look back on. But the product reviews seem to thrive. It seems to what causes the channel to take off. So I think I'm going to do product reviews to the best of my ability. No company sends me their products. I've had a couple of scam emails, but no company has sent me their products. I think I'm going to do as I'm looking around this messy living room, I am going to do reviews of the products that I currently have. Like, I have a sound machine that I bought, a travel sound machine that I bought because we are talking about going on our first family trip together, and I'm definitely going to need that. Lucas has a couple of new toys here that I can do reviews on, and I also have another stroller. There's that, and sometime between then and now I got another stroller, so I definitely need to do a review on that stroller. I don't know if that video, no, I think this video should be first and then the next video. So I'm gonna try as often as possible to get the footage out. I don't want to promise because I feel like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do once a week, I'm gonna do twice a week, I'm gonna do Vlogmas, I'm gonna do, and it just doesn't work out. When you're a mother, it happens that way. I definitely have a Q&A to film because a lot of people have questions about where we've been, future plans, where are we planning on moving to, things like that. Are we gonna stay in New York? Also, you know, along with the product reviews, like day in the life stuff, school stuff. I may even throw in there how I stay organized, you know, like being a mom, school, all that stuff. But in the meantime, guys, I'm gonna wrap up the video here before delirium hits. I am super tired. I wanted to hurry up and get on and film this video, but as you can see, I got interrupted several times. And look at him. Will it focus? Look how cute he is. Look at him. Such a big boy. Look at him in the swing, living his best life with his little mandals. But it is 12:48 and my phone is on, I don't know if you can see it, but it's on 5%. So I need to charge my phone. I need to charge myself. and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being so patient while we've been on this very long hiatus. We will try not to stay long gone for as often as we have been, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.